I started my early life and my medical training in Nigeria. I remember during my training, I was asked to see an 18-month-old beautiful baby. She had come in with a cough, runny nose, and fever ahead of time and had developed the classic rash. At the time I was seeing her, she had been waxing in and out of consciousness, and I made a diagnosis of measles encephalitis. What this is that when measles spreads from the lungs and goes on to affect the brain. A few days later, I returned to the ward. When I got there, I found out from the nurses that my patient had died from her measles encephalitis. This pattern repeated itself throughout the rest of my clinical training, seeing a lot of people suffer and die needlessly from vaccine-preventable diseases. Eventually, I got the opportunity to move to the United States and to study. It came as a surprise to me to realize that none of my colleagues had seen measles or polio or tetanus, which was common to me back home. In fact, what was even funnier was that most of my teachers had never seen real-life cases of any of these diseases. This was the power of vaccines and went to show that vaccines actually work. Imagine my surprise as I got into practice and realized that some people were uncomfortable with the idea of getting vaccinated. I remember telling one of my colleagues that vaccines are actually an enemy of their own success. They work so well, so most people have no idea what it is to live in a world where vaccines are not there and available. This is why the work that TIP does is very important. We want to make sure that we continue to fight for vaccine policies and vaccine access so that vaccine-preventable diseases do not return. Please give generously to TIP.